Hello guys, it's me, Red the Apple Dinosaur, and today with the 8th episode of the Power Pack of Gran Turismo 7. So, last time we ended two tuning races, and one with the Twingo that was the last time I'm gonna use the Twingo. I'm sorry, but that's the last fucking time I'm gonna use that car. Like that. Sure, makes the races really fun and quite challenging, but I can make a challenging race without having to suffer so much understeer and so bad acceleration. Come on, there should be a stop to things. Treating yourself badly at purpose just to, have some sort of entertainment value. Fine, but whatever. Let's see, let's continue. We're gonna go like last time, 300 horsepower first, and later soon we're gonna continue with 500 horsepower. So, well, like last time, I'm not gonna pick the fucking Twingo. That's a lesson, dude. By the way, I already customized the Supra, so maybe we will use it though. It will be kinda cool. Okay, so 300 horsepower, and no, I'm not gonna use that fucking thing. We can go for the RX-7. That is, it's kind of the same though. Or we can go for the. I'm feeling using the. I'm feeling using the Carrera RS or the one of the RX-7s though. Let's go with Porsche. Let's go for Porsche. Why not? So it's 700 pp or less. Is it 700 performance points? Okay. Well, that opens more fucking possibilities than I ever. Well, if you want to just use the Scuderia or the Fur Lady C. Okay. The problem is 700 or is it's 700. It's like 600 less. Goddamn. If I'm taking too long, I'm sorry. It's because I do want to. I don't know. I just want to have fun mostly. Now let's go for this. Fuck it. I'm gonna use the RX-7. I have also the GR Corolla, but come on, it will be. I don't know. I feel that it will be so easy to complete. So let's see. So what track is? Oh Jesus, it's gonna be. That's Mount Panorama. Okay, well that's gonna make it even more interesting. By the way, sorry about the dead air. Sometimes I need to concentrate, and I know that that's not exactly good for this type of videos. I don't want to look like the quartering with dead air. We can talk about. I'm actually enjoying that fucking drama a bit too much when I'm going to work. It's like just listening to everyone going at it. It's just absolutely entertaining. And to be honest, that fucker had it what it deserved. You can be as conservative and yes, I'm a good guy and trad wife and kids and all that shit. I completely understand it. And I respect that. I'm not gonna have kids and I have bigger fish to fry and I don't have that kind of responsibility, honestly. So I respect a lot of people that take that route, but that fucker he doesn't have kids at all, first of all. He thinks he has some sort of power that that he needs to tell everyone else how they should act or do, and that oh boy, and as usual, typical conservative bullshit is always blaming the black people and Latinos and people that is different than him, you know. Typical bullshit from, you know, not all Americans, but the typical bullshit that mostly makes me kind of stay away of Americans mostly. Because it's like, oh yeah, you're a fucking Latino, oh no, don't come and steal my job. It's like, what the fuck? It's like in my case, I don't want to go to America mostly. It's like for people like fucking Jeremy Hanley. So it just doesn't make any fucking sense. And you have like, America's a great place, and I think it's one of my favorite countries to visit because it has so much things to do and to visit, and mostly to learn, even when, yes, culturally it's not exactly the best country on the planet, but I think there is a lot to learn about the United States at the same time. And hey, one of my places that I want to visit is Washington, D.C. So again, I'm not like one of those South Americans that is going to say, oh yeah, fuck America. No, I actually like the place. And I believe in, you know, capitalism and hard work and all that shit. But it's like people like him that gives the Americans a bad name. That is like the typical bearded white in his 40s dude that hates you for no reason and just basically does that type of shit. And I think it's even dangerous too when you just have such a big platform and just decide to, you know, say shit like that. Well, you're free to do it, and as much free speech warrior you want to be, fine, but you need to accept the consequences. And hey, I'm glad that at least some people is doing justice, not for exactly the reasons that I need, but more for the fact that he's a fucking disgusting human being. And I never liked him. Like back then when he was doing all these fucking real arts videos and all that like cultural grift that usually those people do. It's just insane. Like, what is the, I don't know, like I never understood like that fucking issue with real arts and, you know, I know there is toxic people like from the other side, like the right wing. I get it, and I completely understand like why these people get what they deserve as well. Like in the case of Caffles, but come on, dude, like he is just a different fucking story. Like just proves that both sides of film makes. That's just my opinion. But going back to the fucking topic of the quartering and his exposés, like I knew the guy was like super awful with his hygiene. That he just never knew about. He shit himself in a walnut. Oh man, it's just I don't know. I find it disgusting, but at the same time so fucking funny. Like, I don't know, but there is conversations that you should not have. Like, not even with your best friends. And this guy just goes out of nowhere and say, yeah, I have a bowel problem, and this is how it happens. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know. And it's the same fucking people that says shit against the Indians, you know? It's so funny that he's like the first people that will say that Indians are nasty and doesn't have hygiene. But if you see him It's like he's the one that shit on a Walmart. It's just insane. Absolutely fucking insane. Oh, dude. But like I said, good. He deserved it. He's just a disgusting human being for whatever all the shit that he says and all the drifting and all that nonsense that he does usually. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys, I was actually subscribed to the quartering at some point when I was actually in one of my low states. Because more for the reason that it was like a fucking guilty pleasure that is like seeing these really shitty stuff. But that is entertaining enough to see like these meltdowns of people just having for such small things like a movie or a Netflix series or some shit like that. I was like, oh boy, why they disrespected the whatever series that I got. And it just having these fucking meltdowns was actually pretty entertaining for me, but nowadays it's just I don't know. I never understood those fucking meltdowns about series and entertainment and all that nonsense. Like, and people, well, I guess he did. Well, you know, when you profit about hatred, it's actually a really good business, especially when it's media. And you just say, oh well, this media's ass because it's just absolutely whatever, you know. It's just talk shit because there is some person of color or different nationality. Like, I don't know. It's just such a stupid thing to get mad about. And usually people like the quartering is there just to profit. He doesn't give a fuck about the media. He doesn't give a fuck about whatever he's talking about. He just puts the fucking mask on and say, oh yeah, I saw the movie, I saw this, I saw that. He just picks 2-3 pictures of Google images or one video of YouTube and say, yeah, they did this, and this is just brigades a lot of people do that. So the rest is history. It's like the same of, you know, these type of things that are just typical politics. Oh, Jesus. I don't know what happens. That was my mistake. But yeah, I was too entertained. But yeah, going back. Like for me, like this is why I also don't like be so inside of subreddits and like in conversations about video games and bullshit like that. It's like, I'm not saying that you should accept everything AAA studios or even indie things throw at you. It's like, you just have fucking fun with it and that's it. That was like back then. Like there is a lot of shitty games that I enjoyed, and I didn't give a fuck if they had like a fuck ton of bugs or they were just shit. I had fun with them and that's it. Personally, that's how it worked for me. I'm like right now, I know Gran Turismo 7 has a fuck ton of issues, but I don't care. I just enjoy what I have and it's fun, you know. It's fine if you just nothing like there you go. But yeah, like it's just like all the fucking internet is just cesspool. And people that profits about it with hatred and bullshit like that, you know. At least you can say it's entertaining because they are so clueless, some of them. But it's just dumb as fuck. And when those people collide each other and just start doing drama or they get exposed for whatever heinous reasons they were doing, makes it even more entertaining. And the reason why I don't want like me to be like the fucking big YouTuber like many people dream about. It's like you lose every single like any privacy, you lose it. Call it like oh Jesus fucking Christ. Oh shit. But yeah, like going back is just it makes me laugh. And like I said, I'm glad that the quartering got what he deserved. That guy is a fucking clown. Like the platforming, all that bullshit, you know, that's why again I don't want to be a fucking big ass YouTuber. It's just that why? Just to get fucking false flag because some absolute moron on the internet felt really offended with what you said on a video or something. Like that, this is why, you know. And this is why I also stopped giving a fuck about views and subscribers and all that bullshit. Because, look, I'll be honest with you, when you have views and like views and subscribers at the end of the day doesn't give a fuck about it. I learned it quite quickly on this atmosphere when a friend of mine, I'm not gonna say it's a friend of mine, let's say someone that I know, and has such sloppy content, like really, really shitty stuff, you know? I'm not saying like my content is great. Well, I do my best, I try to keep a lot of quality to what I do, but when you see people just uploading sloppy, like bad edited or even shit with a lot of technical issues and has more subscribers and views than you, that's when I have a problem. It's like, okay, so it's a fucking unfair game, man. Like, even just because some absolute moron decides to self-promote himself and do dumb shit, or not even, or because he has good connections, he has better results. It's just, you know, it's nonsense. And it's why I just stopped doing videos for a while. Because it's just dumb shit. It's just dumb. Why you should put a lot of soul? Why you should put a lot of a lot of soul, a lot of time, and a lot of love even to shit like you do when it's just gonna be just a bogus finale, you know? Well, talking about technical issues, you can see on the upper side. That's my cable, by the way, and the internet company refuses to change it. So that's great. I'm finding ways to actually get it done by my own, and I don't. The problem is, it's like I don't know if I have bad luck or I just don't. Well, to be honest, I just don't shit about like that, you know. And as much as I saw, like managing an array and putting that cable, I don't know exactly how it's gonna work or if I'm gonna damage anything. That's the part that scares me the most. But you know, even with that issue, I try to do my best to deliver the best content, and I know that these episodes have been quite long, and they don't have any views because no one is gonna. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna be the one sitting 1 hour and then seeing me just drive a car, complain about shit, and have tons of dead air back then, obviously. So, hey, I'm the first to say, yeah, I have mistakes. But there is people out there that they upload a lot of bullshit into the internet, a lot of shit to YouTube, and he has technical issues, like unseeable shit. That what the fuck happened? Oh my god! Wow, that's the nice thing when you live on near a fucking crowded street. You have absolute morons fighting. So yeah, you have people like that. I don't know if they caught them. What the fuck happened to that dude? So just gonna end this right here. I'm just gonna do the fast lap. I wanna see what the hell happened to that guy. Did he die? Oh well, he's just fucking mad with someone. It's so stupid. But whatever, yeah, that's like my take on fucking YouTube, on why I just don't, I just don't care anymore. Which shouldn't be the like the best choice to do. I should actually care about the channel, care about the views, care about the subscribers, but when there is no fuel and when you see people doing better than you that deliver really crappy shit, why bother, So what we got? So I'm the pole. Valerio Gallo with the NSX, the Gear Corolla, Silvio Specar, Integra Clio V6. Okay, well, looks. Oh boy, we're gonna have a track race with the NSX. But this score is really good. Like the as you can see, like most of the mistakes I have done is because I've done it, because I have been all over the place. But even with that, I have done pole. If I was like super focused and like this and like completely, I could do like a 216 or something. But I prefer just to have a bit of a challenge here and there. So but yeah, it's nice to have that automatic system there. Oh boy, what the fuck? Oh yeah, it's nice to have that automatic system. Like sometimes I have to remember myself why I prefer to work and have this as a hobby than like full time YouTube. Because it's like I think it's one of the more not tiresome but mentally challenging jobs out there. I'm not gonna say it's easy, because well, I think coal mining or being a medic is even worse. But it's constantly chasing trends, doing shit like that. It's a bit tiresome. No fucking way. Oh, this fucking Sylvia, dude. Oh, God. It's like... Jesus fucking Christ, man. Yeah, that NSX is gone. Thanks to that stupid Sylvia. And I was like trying to see, and these motherfuckers just didn't move. But yeah, let's see if I can get first place back. Well, sometimes I need that bit of a challenge. he almost lost it. What the fuck? You see him what he did on the NSX though? Let's see if I can catch him. But yeah, like I think again, just going back to the drama, it's fun to see it, but must be quite awful to experience it. Like, it's another fucking level of stress. It's just, ugh. But when I think when you are into that type of thing, it's because you did something bad, honestly. Or people, or you have like really shitty enemies, like really powerful ones. Like they use their influence to fuck you up. That, I don't know, it's scary because people have like consequences on you. So let's see, I'm kind of worried about the NSX. I think I have it under control. Well, I'm kind of liking this RX-7 though. I think it's a really good pick, like a really good balance between, you know, a bit of a challenge, but a car that is gonna be responsive to you. That if you do something wrong, it's because you did it, not because the car is just completely piece of shit. Like, you know, the twin girl, but again, that was fun. Like those races were fun. Like, and you have to be more positive. But yeah, that dude is losing that car. That NSX is lost completely. Well, yeah, it's just absolutely, I don't know, I find it amusing, but at the same time, you don't want to experience that shit. Especially if like someone else is just bringing up like lies and a lot of bullshit, and the person behind it is actually convincing enough that you end in shit like this. Labeling you as something really, really nasty just because you did something he or she didn't like. So it's why, again, like all these commentary YouTubers or even bigger YouTubers are like, I don't know. It's like, for me, it's like, this is just more of a hobby. I think the era of YouTube as a job is just done for. It's just, I think it's done. I think it's just the ship just left a long time ago, and I think it's synced already. If you do YouTube already, like nowadays, it's because you're doing it as a hobby, or just to leave some sort of legacy behind you, or you kinda enjoy it. That's it. Like searching YouTube for money is just going into a field that is gonna be incredibly stressful, and that is gonna make you just chasing drugs everywhere, and make you just a really shitty. Because it's like you're gonna chase the bag everywhere, and that means if you have to do like shit, like, you know, AI slot or nonsense like that, or just those YouTube shorts. Like, I kinda know a bit about Instagram Reels and how bad creators can be on that segment. But at least, and this is not like a big fucking like super good thing, is the that the Instagram algorithm at least can filter some of that shit out at some point. If you see like recommended stuff to you, like for example in my case it's about cars or planes or technical stuff, that's what at least the algorithm knows that I like that shit and recommends for me. But if you go to the tab of the reels, and especially if you have like a newer account, you're gonna get bombarded with you're gonna get bombarded with a lot of bullshit. And like really shitty bullshit. Things that doesn't, or steal stolen things from TikTok, B, unoriginal crap, or C, people just reacting to shit, and not exactly in a funny way, just doing stupid shit, or just pointing up, or all, like those are those are the worst. The ones that go and say, "Oh, this is so entertaining," and and they just put some stolen video without actually changing anything. That's so fucking wrong. Like that's the one that I hate the most. So that's why I brought that. I think when you brought that to YouTube, especially to this type of stuff, it at least makes the trip of uploading these things to YouTube a bit more entertaining. And again, I don't want like a lot of dead air, especially in these videos. Like again, I'm my worst viewer because I want to actually push the to not be like this type of guys, to actually be a really, at least to deliver content that is good enough. So that's why I'm kind of my worst viewer, like I said, because I really want to excel in some way. So what is Maguire? Okay. I think I can pick my favorite car. Well, my most used car. That should be, well, not the Carrera GT. Like the Carrera GT is fine, but I usually use them just for, there it is. I just use them for when I'm bored and there is like a daily challenge with the supercars, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take the Carrera GT for a spin. But the car, let's be honest, is very unstable. So yeah. Okay, let's see, GT3 RS 992 in an actual track that I like. Now this car is a monster, by the way. My 992 GT3 RS. Is a monster by its own. It can go, I think, up to 11,000 something RPM. Basically, you have to, like, something like, as you see, I miss the shifts. Because you are used to cars like at least with 10k RPM, but this thing just goes insanely quick to the gears. but it compensates it with a really good amount of horsepower and control mostly, which is one of the coolest things about the GT3RS, at least on this game. Oh, we have a 911 turbo and a GT3RS. Like, to be honest, I really wanted to bring my GT3RS to the power pack, but I wanted to delay it because it is a bit overkill, and I think in these battles will be more than balanced. Again, if I'm missing the shields, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, this is just practice. So I don't care if I do make a mess up. I just want to know how it's going to be the behavior of the car overall. Especially in issues. Especially the behavior of the car in this track. Also gives you a good idea of what you're going to face in the race. Okay. That's what it, like, GT3RS is really fun to drive, but at the same time, like I said, it goes so fast on the gearbox that it's usual first to miss shifts because it jumps to, let's say, 5k or 2k to 11k in an instant. And second is, but sometimes it gets a bit too happy on the back. Oh boy, what the fuck? Did I have like a car beside me? Oh yes, that was that, okay. I didn't know it was actually going out of the pits. We have up to 2 minutes. And this is like not exactly, I don't know if it's over the top of the performance points. And that was my fault, by the way. I thought the guy was ghosted. He won't die. To see if I can push the limit of the GT3RS on this. And this car kind of likes to be pushed due to the fact that the mods are kind of into that type of stuff. Like, as you can hear, the engine is just a beast by its own. goes so quick on the RPMs. I think we have enough. Yeah, I think we have enough. Meanwhile, but this is a damn fast car. Just give me a sec. This is my cat wants to get out. Funnily enough, my Aria, that is the, well, you know it. You know the cat, or if you don't know, it's my black cat with white. Yeah, she usually wants to be with me, but at the same time doesn't want, like, wants to get out. So it's like constantly going in and out, going in and out. And it's like, you know, I understand also because sometimes this room gets with a lot of, gets really warm really fast due to the PC and the PlayStation. So let's see. Let's see. I think we're gonna have an easy one in terms of qualifying. I didn't think it's gonna be too complicated. Anyway, I'm sorry if there is like noise from shitty YouTube videos. But that's my nephew seeing like all that dog shit that is there. I don't like. I'm sorry, but for me, I really love that nonsense. But again, it's not my son. It's my sister's son. She's responsible for him. Okay, so we are good on this section. But I think the car has a huge edge or a huge margin in terms of its computation. Like it's fast. It's 2-3 seconds faster, which is the usual for cars I use, for my tune cars. But that's fine, you know. At least this has been more fun than the Elantra episode. That Elantra episode, trust me, it was, for me, I think it's one of the worst episodes. Because, if not the worst, because it was so boring. And just represents how competitive a race car can be against the street cars. And even in that race, we have like 3 GR4s, which are pretty much race cars. But the car was so up on its space that it just was boring, you know. And at the same time, it was a bowling track as well. I'm not a big fan of Willow Springs. Because it's not like Autopolis that is hard, that I don't like it because it's a bit too hard. And it's basically a lot of corners that, in my opinion, kill the flow. On Willow Springs, it's just a boring track. End of the fucking story. Like, it's just... it's not that it's short. Well, kind of is. But at the same time, it's just like... it's just a boring track. Willow Springs doesn't have that edge of, you know, like a computer or Dragon's Trail. It's just that it's just boring. It feels like an amateur kind of track. And even that, like that's just being mean to like local tracks. I think that's just Willow Springs is just boring. There is no soul. When you take a corner is like good. But there is no like that sensation or that edge. Like right now, that you have to, be precise and be careful, have a good time, but that there is a flow going. Like this type of races are like a river. Let's imagine that. But it's just like a river. You need to flow at least in the rivers, you have to flow so it doesn't get contaminated and the water stays pure. But in this, it's like you need to be a bit of flow so it's fun. In Willow Springs, is that there is no flow at all. It's just flow. It's like, oh, you pick a corner and it's like, whatever. Sure, there is margin of error, but it's not like huge. Because I fucked up, because I killed, because there is a reason, or in this case, because I brake super late. It's just that, that is everything. It's that there is no flow there is just a flowing track. Autopilot is annoying, but not boring. One of the things is like it's annoying because it pushes my limits of the control of the vehicle, and especially when it comes to cars that are a bit too fast for autopilot. For me, like autopilot is just that track, like a really fun track. You are like in go-karts, but in a car it feels so uncomfortable. And obviously, in my opinion, it just feels uncomfortable because it's such a narrow track. There is some cars that you are basically just taking every piece of the pavement, and if you want to basically overtake someone, you need to wait a long time, like in the straight line, on the only straight line, to just continue. And it's but it's not a boring track. Just very challenging on this. It's like it's on Willow Springs is just. This, like Lego Maggiore is one of my favorite tracks, to be honest, because it again has the flow, a lot of technical parts, and it has a bit of an edge without killing the flow of running a racetrack. Sure, it's not as fun as let's say the Spa or Nürburgring, which is, they are very technical circuits, but well, they are legendary obviously, but for a reason, they have a lot of edge. But on this, in Willow Springs it is. On this is like a healthy dose of edge and fun. With a mix of challenge as well, because if you fucked up, it's gonna treat you well. I think I'm gonna get some of this one. Like, I don't think people is gonna make a better time than me. It's just 2 minutes though. So yeah. I think with this race, I think I can get easily, if I have to fuck it up badly if I lose the race, because this GT3 RS, in my opinion, is my favorite car, so I already have like a really good connection and I know how it works. I know the track, which is a huge plus, and you know, this thing has like 757 horsepower. It's not. It's just on that sweet spot. Well, not sweet, not like super sweet spot, because in my case I love 600 horsepower cars. I think that's like the best. Well, like 600 to 700 horsepower. I think for me that's like the best balance between power in a car. When you go to 1,000 or 1,600, I think you're just overkilling, and you're just you just want top speed, or you just want to be obnoxious. One of those. Not to say that Koenigsegg, well, Koenigsegg is obnoxious, but it's just that for me it doesn't make any sense. Why do you need 1,600 horsepower? Unless you live in Bonneville or, you know, or Nardo or whatever, like a super record track, sure, but if you don't, well, why bother? You know, with 600, I think you have a good balance between a street performance and race car performance. So that's what I mean. Oh, car died. That was a misshift on my end. Oh boy, okay. Fucking, well, that was a GT3 RS going on my end. Well, it's not my GT3 RS. Oh, he's on the... play with the DRS a bit. Gonna use it on the straight line that is coming soon to get a gap. But I think like technical courses like that are just basically paradise for cars like the GT3 RS or like a technical car, which aren't out. Ironically, there aren't too much in this game. But yeah, there is not too much like cars like this. Ironically enough, like I think the nearest thing to a last gen GT3 RS in Gran Turismo speaking. Yeah, well, you know, like the A80 Supra, like the one that I got yesterday or something like that. It's just, but it's not too much, you know. Like other GT3 RS, older GT3 RS mostly. But that's it. Or like a Nissan GTR, or like a Nismo GTR. That's it. Like the last thing that brought my mind is like the 430 Scud, like the Scuderia, and that's an old fucking car, like super old. So I think like cars like the GT3 RS and GT7 are pretty much just standalones. Its own way, because there is not too much competition out there. Like you have all the GT3 RSs, that's it. Or unless you want like another brand, maybe a Nissan GTR, like a Nismo, or a Ferrari. Well, maybe, and that's a big maybe. The Scuderia. The Scuderia doesn't have that 100. It has a. If you upgrade it very well, yeah, sure, you have a lot of power. It wasn't gonna handle as good as this. The street racing, talking, you know, like cars like this. Unless that you run a full-in race car, that's an old target. think I have, like, there is a few mistakes that I can correct. But it's mostly because I'm talking, you know. Like, it's the fact that this car is so dominant that I can just relax a bit and take more control of the video than just focusing too much on the game, which should be like that. It is what it is. You are neat first on this segment. Like again, this car eats through its gears. And this power, like the gearbox of this thing is just a really good gearbox. This pink. Gearboxes you can get in a model car. The sport, well, in a car, like a performance car wise. So, let's see. There you go. It's such a competent car, this thing. Like, call it as you want it, that this car is super, like it's the new Supra in some way, that people kind of love them a lot, including posers and louders alike. Like, what is your favorite car? Oh, the Mazda GT3RS 992. Oh! And everyone knows already that you don't know shit about them. But because you look at them and they look pretty cool, that's it. The typical, overlooked or typical car for that people that don't know shit about cars, right? But there is a reason for that, you know. And you're seeing it right now. It's just a benchmark of its own. It's such a good car. Well, really competent car is, it's fast, it's maneuverable. It has a ton of power when you want it to. It's perfect, well, not perfect, but it's what a race car for the road should be, you know? And people kind of tend to, gonna go for something that is cooler or that does the job, or people is gonna pick that up instead of why you don't like that 1965 military cougar or like super obscure car like like a 96 Star Wars SHR. It's like, I guess they are cool. People tend to like deliver results, and this car is basically what it is. This car delivers a lot of results. Not looking wise, I think the 993RS is not exactly good looking. There is a ton of Porsches that look much better, like the Corolla GT. That for me is like the perfect car. But for me, like, this is a car that performs very well. And people gravitate towards that, There's that, they look aggressive, but that's pretty much it. So, 21 seconds. Oh, dude. And I'm like I wasn't even like putting full attention. I'm actually just driving around like if it was like a time trial. when I just do it for when I just want to drive a car and run good, and I just pick up a time trial and just enjoy the car, which is what I'm doing. And with a lot of yapping, that means that I'm not like putting full on attention to it, not to the race as much that I should be. But this is an issue. I don't feel bad if you like an Island GT3RS and some clown on the internet just, oh, you're a poser, you like cars like that, you don't know shit about them. It's okay, you like cars that give you the results, same as like if you like a 488 Vista, like a Huracan STO, or an Audi R8. Those are really popular cars too, because well, they are benchmarks of it. Like one is the best Lamborghini in my opinion ever done by for a mile, let's say maybe the Superleggera, the Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera for me is like one of the best time those, and I'm talking like almost 23 years ago. Like the Aventador is fine, it's not like super amazing. Like even the SVJ, I think it's just a bit overkill, even when it's pretty much like a front-focus Aventador. But it's fine, you know, it's not like a great deal. But if I would pick like an STO against an SVJ, I would pick the STO. Because for the reasons I mentioned, I think he has enough power. Like I think he has like 600 and something. V10, that sounds good. And he has all the tools that you need to actually be really good at the track. When you pick an SVJ, it's a wide car. Sure, it has a big well. Sure, it has 700 and something horsepower. But I think it's just too wide. Speciali. I think those are like super good cars just because they are on the sweet spot. They have good horsepower, good, they are not wide enough, and they are very competitive. And I'm kind of being a bit too good with the new 296 Speciali, because I think that car has like 900 horsepower. But again, the 296 is one of the best Ferraris ever. Obviously, again, in my opinion, there is a lot of hatred towards Ferrari because they now, they don't do cool cars anymore. They don't do cars like the 50s and or the 90s or the 80s. Just move the fuck on. Like, yes, and this comes from someone that loves the 550 Barchetta. Like, for me, that's like the perfect Ferrari for me. But, any of Ferraris are just not fucking new. They are not focused on the performance. Being actually cars that destroy the competition, not to be the old cars that they were pretty to look at, but they were pretty terrible to drive. They are just new cars, you know. They are just they want to just beat the competition. That includes this car that I'm driving. I'm pretty sure there is a few Ferraris that can do that. It's like this new hatred towards Ferrari it's just stupid as well. Again, in my opinion. Like I think yes, the black, like the that black part in the front. Sure, it's not exactly nice looking, but it's not like the end of the fucking world. I think for some people, and especially the clients, it's what makes them to buy one, it's the aesthetics that they want. But you see people on social media saying, oh, they should bring back the Infarina. Like their design teams couldn't even listen to you to make a fucking, a new fucking customers like back in the 80s or a perfect representation of an F40. Like that's and as always, like it said, like new Ferraris are made for a generation that hasn't born yet. In those cars they kind of have fans, but the fans are either too young or they haven't born yet. And those are classics for a far future that is gonna have its cult, but it's a cult that hasn't born yet. I guess. Like the 550 Borchetta, like I think it's a fancy car, but it's a classic. I'm pretty sure, like back then, people, well, we didn't have internet like the 90s like this stuff. Or well, we have the internet. We didn't have like so much influence of it. But I think you have a lot of backlash, like the F50. There's a gas cost where look at the consumption of the I almost ate an entire fuel tank. Well, dude, this car is amazing. You just ate the competition completely. That is something my GT3 RS usually does. Like, it doesn't have any competition at all. I think this car is so OP in its way that it's just too good, and I'm not mad about it. I think this is a completely different story than the Elantra, that was a boring car in a boring track, and this is a cool car in a cool track, which makes life different. So what we're gonna have for tomorrow? So we're gonna start with 1,000 horsepower battles. Well, first I'm gonna just clean this so we can just pass through this. So we're gonna have 1,000 horsepower races. Probably I'm gonna work in a car for that. Maybe I have a GTR that has 1,000 horsepower, but what makes me a bit nervous is the fact that GTR has a lot of drag. I think it's basically a time attack car. I never thought to make like a super fast in terms of top speed, and makes me a bit nervous the fact that a car like that is gonna be necessary for tracks like this, because well, they are just, or especially like Tokyo Expressway in terms of being super huge. Well, let me just check. Yeah, especially that. That's the thing I'm talking about. Like, you see the layout of Tokyo Expressway. It's just a few corners, but it's dominated by this huge straight line. And that's the part that kinda gets me nervous, because you don't need exactly a lot of. You can have 1,000 horsepower, but if you have a lot of drag, you're done. Even if you pass all the competition on the corners, they're gonna get you in that specifically straight line. So probably I'm gonna need to build something really good in terms of top speed. So don't be surprised if you see something up on the screen that is not a GT3 RS. Probably is gonna be the car that I'm gonna use in that specific race. So, oh shit. Well, it's funny because there is like a Yardo GT3, like an older GT3 RS, and that R32, which I think the wisest decision if you don't have any cars is that R32. It has no, it doesn't have huge ass wings, which makes it a much better choice. On this, what we got? Well, on this we can just pick any car. I guess anything works because it's the forest. It still has a lot of corners, so it's not a big of a deal. But yeah, that first race is gonna be something truly special. I'm gonna work for that. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for watching for episode 8 of the power pack of Gran Turismo. So hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more, there is the channel right there. I have all the episodes. Probably in the 10th episode I'm gonna do the playlist. If you want to see, like, I don't know how much hours I have on this, probably I don't know, probably 8-9 hours, or it doesn't make any, if you want to see them, of course. The last episodes are there at my channel if you want to check them out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, the power pack episodes are usually Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday and Friday are like my days off, so usually I just use them to rest. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much, and see you on the next one. Goodbye.